so very much for being back. And if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's get talking on our main conversation for today. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has pledged decisive action against land grabbing and armed herdsmen attacks in Benue State following the killing of over 200 people in Yelwata. During a town hall meeting in Makurdi, he announced the formation of a peace committee comprising former governors, traditional rulers, and non-indigenes to find a lasting solution. He also directed the Inspector General of Police and the Chief Defense Staff to immediately arrest those responsible and promised federal support for redevelopment and displaced communities. Tinubu emphasized the importance of unity and peaceful coexistence, stating that Nigerians must learn to share land and live harmoniously. He criticized the failure to arrest any suspects and ordered intelligence agencies to intensify efforts to identify and apprehend the perpetrators. He said that they were elected to bring peace, not bury the people, promising to invest in peace and development across the region. Governor Hyacinth Alia and Tor Tiv, HRM Prof James Ayatse, thanked the president for his visit and leadership. The monarch described the crisis as a calculated campaign of genocide and land grabbing, not mere herder-farmer clashes. He urged Tinubu to act swiftly to restore peace so that displaced farmers can return to their lands and help sustain the nation's food supply. We have Barrister Francis Felix still hanging on with us. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here.
Very well, my pleasure.
Beautiful. So let's get talking on this. His statement actually went viral. People, of course, questioned if really we should believe the president. Talking about land grabbing, just before this report, if the extended version of that video, he said that there's more than enough land for everyone, and therefore the remote cause is the fact that people are not ready to share their land. And people have asked, would President Bola Ahmed Tinubu readily allow Eco-Atlantic to be shared? That's the question. So what's your take on this?
That's anyhow talk. The president just went there and was blabbing. He was not really provincial with his speech, because you are talking about the fact that there's enough land for everyone, but people do not want to share their land. In what sense? What do you mean by that? If people want to give out their land, they should give it out, and it must cost the other person something. You sell it, or you lease it, or whatsoever. But when you have a feudalistic attempt by strangers to rustle and take by force what does not belong to them, it's criminal. So, and you should say, nail it. That's why I keep telling you about this man and politics. This politics is doing.
Just to appease to everyone.
Yes, this politics. You understand? Talking with both sides of your mouth. You cannot address the issue. Before he even mentioned that because he listened to one of the leaders who talked about the fact that was not farmer herders clash. That this is about, land grabbing and about, devious tendency of some persons to wipe out other tribes. More like an ethnic cleansing.
Yes.
Somebody in the crowd went there and spoke extensively. I can't remember his name now, but it's from the Tiv tribe, who spoke extensively on the issue before he started his politics into people don't want to share, people don't want to. I mean, the herders, they are from a state. They should go to their state and do whatever any land they want to share in their states. You don't come into a person's territory and then begin to establish yourself.
Because these are ancestral lands,
yes,
that belongs to a people.
Yes, they're ancestral lands, okay? And the land itself does not belong to strangers. It belongs to the people who own it. They have been farming for only God knows how long, way back into time, before they earned that name, the food basket of the nation. It did not drop on them. Yeah. They were not sleeping in their respective homes when they became the food basket of the nation. It was as a result of toiling. And that is how they were able to amass those land and that arable space, okay? Now the federal government has gone there instead of to talk about how to protect these people because they contribute so much economically to the center and to the country at large. You are playing politics there. When will politics end? Because you see, our leaders are not sincere. And this is the reason they cannot defeat the enemy. You understand? That's the reason. You cannot look the headers eyeball to eyeball and tell them that they are wrong for coming to kill people. You can't say that. You are saying people don't want to share. Which people? Which people? So it's not presidential at all. That's why a lot of people are giving up on him. It's not presidential. It's not firm. He doesn't know when to stop politics. He just is here. You go here. You go here. You go. You're not able to talk proper. I mean, so why would the enemy continue what they're doing? This is not the right thing. This is not how to talk about this issue. You must come with a policy. You must come with a law. Push an executive bill to the National Assembly. Let's have this, whoever move from wherever, trespass and the rest of that, there should be stiff punishment. You understand? You don't have to return on the second time. But please, be firm. You don't have to. You don't have to come back. Be firm on what you're doing. One time is enough. Be firm in what you're doing. Because this issue of will they vote me again, that is worrying him now. So I don't think this is the right thing. We need a leader that can say the truth. A leader that can take issues head on. This is not the time to be diplomatic.
Very, very true.
You cannot be diplomatic in the issues like the way people are dying.
Very true. I just hope we have enough time to distill everything he has said one after another. But I can still remember another thing he said. He looked into the eye of the governor, Hyacinth Alia, and told him he should do a broadcast asking people to donate blood. And one would ask, who exactly is he asking to donate blood voluntarily? Is it the poor donating blood to the poor? Or is it the federal government saying we will do everything possible to make sure that people who are still alive get everything they are supposed to get?
Yes, that's really what I am saying. He didn't even get the right kind of advice as to what to say when he got there. So he was just talking unscripted. Now, saying the wrong things. You are asking people who are traumatized to donate blood. Because people are traumatized. You can only donate blood when you are medically fit. You cannot be donating blood when you are full of anxiety. You are apprehensive. They can come to your village at any point in time. Those are the people that should donate blood for the people that are already injured. So I tell you that our leaders talk senselessly. And this is one senseless talk. There are blood banks all over the place. Can the federal government go buy blood?
Buy blood, exactly.
Yes, asking them to donate blood. Donate blood to who? This person is asking to donate blood. Did you ask whether they still have blood left in them? Asking them, donate blood to what? So the thing is so disconcerting that we don't really have leaders. Nigeria is rulerless. Okay, these people we have are just a bunch of criminals who, even when people are grieving, they don't even know how to pacify them. Okay, they don't know how to pacify them. The governor, we don't know where he belongs. We don't know where his loyalty lies. That's the most dangerous thing. We don't know whether because look at what they had to force children to come out in the rain. Did you see the video?
Yes, I saw
welcome the president.
Well, yeah. They were drenched like...
Yes. Then they turned it to a political campaign because the state had to go and print banners of the president and APC and all that all over the place. Then when the youth, when they saw it that morning before the president arrival, they went and destroyed all the banners and the posters and the billboards. No campaign. That's the right thing to do. Look at the resources the state is wasting on the commonwealth of the cities that they are supposed to use to get these people back to health and provide relief materials for them as persons who have survived, those who have survived the attack. You are printing posters, you are writing letters that you want to give the president a befitting welcome. When you are mourning.
Like he was coming to commission something.
Yes, like he was coming to commission something. So the governor himself, that's why I said we don't know where his loyalty lies. Because if you have the mandate of the people, your loyalty should lie with the people, not the president. The president will not vote you.
Very true.
The same mandate the president holds, the same mandate you hold. But because you don't know what you are doing, you are not saying you want to give the president a befitting welcome. Which befitting welcome? On what? On what? When was the last time the federal government took a project to Benue State? So the whole thing, you see, their governor is just like the president. There's nothing different. The politicians are just the same. They don't care about the people at all. If it were to be one house member that was killed, okay, or one high-ranking political person that was killed, you will see they will block the way to that place. They will be there, but because the ordinary citizens, were the one killed, we just count the numbers and say how many people did you, how many bodies? They say 200. Say, okay, pack all the bodies, mass burial. You understand? Then the next thing you come and say people should donate blood. This is not good at all. I don't know how else. I don't know what we did to deserve this man called Tinubu. I don't know what we did. No thanks to those who sold their vote. No thanks to INEC and the entire political system that produced him. Any political system that can produce a Buhari, produce a Tinubu, needs serious reform. I'm telling you, these people are no leaders. If not that the Pope spoke, he will not go there. He won't go there. Because to him, those who died, they are insignificant. They are not human beings and all that. So this government don't have the vintage of love at all.
It's actually a very sad reality there. Given your experience in your line of duty, which I would love to believe has a little stint into how arrest happened, he did tell the IGP and the CDS to immediately ensure there is an arrest. And my question is, do you think those who had done this will still be in Benue lying and waiting for themselves to be arrested?
That is the irony. What else is he going to say? It was said they should be arrested. Till now, no arrests have been made. I mean, no arrests have been made till now. The enemies cannot be within. I don't think they are still within the space. Okay? Now the IGP and have been deployed there. Okay, to go and make arrests, and he's talking about reconciliation too and all that. So he's saying too many things contradictory and all that at the same time. One minute he's talking about arrest, another minute he's talking about reconciliation, another minute he's talking about a committee. Okay, just want to be talking because the Pope spoke. And he's doing all this for the optics. Not because he's going to solve any problem. Just so that it be on record that he went there, he spoke, and now it's on, it's a national issue. It's now a going concern. People are talking about it. That's exactly what he's doing, just playing along. If you call him now, ask him core question as to what are the plans of the federal government to end this thing, he will tell you he doesn't know. He doesn't know. So there's no planned, there's no strategy anywhere to end this thing. We're just living at the mercy of the attackers, the insurgents. That's exactly what is going on. Nobody is planning anything to rescue anybody from anywhere. The security and welfare of the people that are supposed to be the primary purpose of government have been jettisoned for politics. Do you understand? Who goes to a place where people are mourning and carry posters along to campaign? Is that a sincere person? Is that a serious person?
And we say this so subtly, like it's looking now in Nigeria like it doesn't, matter any longer. But when you take a look at countries that have been where we are right now, where do you see Nigeria? Where do you really see Nigeria in the next 2 decades?
We have to ask for electoral reform. we don't need this kind of leaders. These ones will hang every citizen in this country.
So what part of the adjustment to the electoral reform would allow us never see leaders like this?
We will have if we have an electoral reform that can determine election on merits, okay, that can determine election on merit, more persons, technocrats, and people of competence will show interest in politics. But as it is now, as politics is presently constituted, people who are really competent don't want to join this facade, this thing I'm saying. Most people who really have the heart of leadership, that want to lead and ensure that the people are properly led from point A to point B, cannot do what they do now to get power. Cannot do it. First of all, the electoral reform will have to curb the high cost of purchase of form. The electoral reform should curb all these negativities that we'll see. It should create a free and fair process, okay, where people will fail gallantly and win, and curb all the excesses that we have. INEC will be upright, and the rest of that. If we have a system, more people will show interest, and those people will be the one to, make things happen. But in the absence of that, if what we have is this kind of leaders, when they are leaving, they will now get a successor, which is a like mind. We have a long way to go.
But with the bad state of Nigeria's leadership, especially our parliamentarians, because if we talk about electoral reforms, I would love to believe it will start from them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or does it go any other way around?
No, it will start from them. It will start from the policies and laws. Okay? Yes, that's what it is. It's how the policies and laws. You see, the adjustment I'm talking about is not even too much. If INEC can be upright, have a mind of its own. But how can it be if the president appoints the INEC chairman? Maybe we need a system that will elect the INEC chairman independent of the politicians, as they do in some countries. And maybe we should have a system that elects the judges, okay, the judiciary, independent of the president appointing the CJN.
So the judiciary is not autonomous, it's not independent in its choice of who becomes who?
No, it's not now.
Really?
The president appoints based on the recommendation of the NJC.
So what stops the NJC from not saying we don't want to be part, of course we don't want to be, it's an autonomous segment of the tripod. Why can't it just say, let's keep it to ourselves? Would it be wrong in any way?
No, that's not the law. You have to follow law. The Constitution says that the NJC will do the workings. You understand? So they will approve of whoever. Their input is required because it's a professional body. Their input is required, but not that they can be the one to appoint. So you are talking about constitutional amendment now.
Yes, because I am trying to see the lacuna in that, giving the president opportunity to appoint and select. Of course, the NJC does all that it's supposed to do, and the blessing of the president is what is required.
Yes.
Now, that blessing of the president sometimes overshadows everything.
Yes, sometimes. Yes. Sometimes it now looks like the president is the one who made it possible. Then the person now begins, it's supposed to work independently, but it then begins to work like he has to do things in tandem with what the president wants and all that. So it makes it difficult for you to have a system that, even the commencement of the National Assembly, the president will make a proclamation.
Yeah.
The commencement of the State House of Assembly in the state, the governor will make a proclamation. Okay, so you see, all those things should not be there. All those influences should be taken down.
And that has to be from the Constitution, isn't it?
Yes. The people have voted for their lawmakers. Why should the president now or the governor make a pronouncement before the house can commence? It just brings that influence there. You understand? To make it look like without the president they cannot commence, or without the governor they cannot commence parliamentary duty.
Was it like this in the First Republic?
In the First Republic, yeah, the same
it
thing.
was
yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, the First Republic, the 1963 Constitution, yes, 1960 Constitution too. Yeah, it was the same thing. You know, but these little influences here and there, I think we have outgrown it. We have outgrown it. We're in a state now where if you have anything that draw a string between me and you, for me to sign off for you to operate, you will turn around and you'll be looking for what you can do for me or sign off for me. So we have outgrown, because these institutions are supposed to be independent, irrespective of a proclamation or what brings it to existence or whatever, or who appoints who. Just like Trump,
yes,
he wants to take this out, the court said no.
Oh, exactly.
You cannot do it. We don't have that kind of system. If we have it, then these institutions can say no. This is against the law. You know, a governor of a state in the US will look at the president, the Ayatse will meet in court.
Yes, very true. Very true.
You understand? Even on immigration issues, there are some states that say you cannot repatriate, you cannot deport anyone from our state, and they are in court. You understand? You see, we know what the immigrants contribute to the economy. No, you don't know. So you cannot take them away from us. See that kind of argument? It's for countryhood, for growth of countryhood. But you don't have that kind of argument here. The president here went and removed a sitting governor, you know, against the law, and he got away with it. So little wonder they are now rushing to APC so that they will not be removed and all that. So we don't have democracy. What we have is pathetic. It's not democracy.
Very, very sad. Just before we leave, Barrister, if you watched those who do body language assessment, when you take a look at President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the way he does everything he does actually, he was speaking to the security architecture, CDS, he called him by name, Christopher. It didn't matter.
You
know, like a grandfather instructing his grandchildren.
I saw that. He was calling them like Christopher. That's the service chief.
Service chief, exactly. Christopher.
You understand? I saw that. He's acting like one monarch.
Exactly.
You know, which he is really.
Yes.
From the way things are going. What we have is regional monarchy. So he just pointing, calling them like his children.
Exactly.
You, I know you'll be there. I know you'll be there. The same thing he did in the Chatham House. Yes, that same pattern, that very ugly pattern of not knowing what to do at all times, except politics. So it is not a good one. We are not having the best of where these countries are the lowest ebb in terms of leadership. Whatever it is we have achieved is now being rubbished by the kind of leadership we have, and everything rises and falls on leadership. It's from the head that the head is the rallying point. So you cannot say you have made stride and progress as a country when leadership is nothing to write home about. So we need to do something about our electoral system. That's the engine room that produced them. Look at the system that even produced Tinubu. It took a technical glitch for Tinubu to be produced. You understand? You know, which has not been explained to date. It took corruption for him to be produced. So, if you are produced under the ambit of corruption, what are you going to give? You cannot give what you don't have. It's corruption you will give. So that's exactly what is going on. He cannot deliver more than he's doing. He cannot act more than he's doing. You can force a horse to the river. You cannot force that horse to drink. He cannot do he can't do more than what he's doing. And this is how we take it through. So it's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Very true, and it's always been there, a universal theory that you cannot build something tangible on nothing. And that is the reality of Nigeria. But of course, we still remain Nigerians and very hopeful that things would get better as we, of course, roll across. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here.
My pleasure.
I appreciate you. Yeah. All right, people, that's just the time we have. I'd love to say thank you for making this a date. Please do well to visit us. You can always find us at enterprisetvnews.com. Please do well to equally work with us when you see us or visit us on our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike. Thank you for watching. God bless Nigeria. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.